changing lives.
Hello, my dear viewer. You are welcome to Family Life once again. We thank God so much for giving us another day. God has always been good to us. Every Thursday, He brings us to interact with you. Today, we are going to discuss a special topic. Always, we bring you special topics. You know, we've been hearing about Ghana vaccine, Ghana vaccine. Ghana vaccine, Ghana vaccine. Today, we want to discuss about the Ghana vaccine and all the issues that are around it. And lucky for us, we have 5 doctors with us. So we have 3 on Zoom and 2 here. We have a pastor which is also joining us to also educate us about the various conspiracy theories that are in relation with religion. And so today we are going to have a very good interaction, and I believe you will enjoy it. So I just mentioned the names of my guests, and they will introduce themselves. I want them to introduce themselves. They will tell you what they do and where they are and who they are, so you know more about them and you really know the authenticity of the information we are going to give it to you. So starting from those on in the studio, I have a strong woman here. And then a doctor. This doctor has always been with us. He has been working with Nunguchi. I think we have brought him. Today is the 3rd time of him being with us on Hope TV. And so we welcome Dr. Bonnie to the show. Dr. Bonnie, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
And then I have Madam Gloria. Madam, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Madam is a DDH nurse. She will introduce herself. And then on Zoom, I have Dr. Prince Opoko Dusei, and then Dr. Paul Amotreme, Pastor Dr. Anobuahin. So I'll call them one by one. They will introduce themselves. Pastor Anobuahin, please introduce yourself to your viewers for us.
Thank you, Madam. Good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
My name, as just said, I'm called Pastor Kwame Anobuahin. I'm a pastor in the SDA Church, and I also work in the Northern Ghana Union Mission as the Executive Secretary of the Church. Thank you.
You are welcome, Pastor. I have Dr. Prince Opoku Dise. Doctor, introduce yourself to us, please. Hello, Doc. Okay, then we'll move to Dr. Paul Anotreme. Hello, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening to you all. My name is Pastor Paul Amotreme. I am a minister for Seventh-day Adventist Church, and at the same time, I am the country director for Ghana Adventist Health Services.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome, Doc.
Thank you.
And then I have Madam Gloria.
My name is Dr. Margareta Gloria Chandi, the District Director for Health Service for Ghana West.
Wow. No, you are welcome.
I'm a public health nurse.
Very good. Wow. Dr. Bonnie.
So I am Dr. Kofi Bonnie. I'm a virologist and a senior research fellow at Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So, my dear viewers, these are the Dr. Duse, have you joined us? Dr. Prince Opoku Duse. Okay, so doctor will join us because he is having issue with his net. He will join us very soon, and then we'll hear from him. So we are going straight to our discussion for today. Today, as I said, we are going to discuss about the AstraZeneca vaccine that we are having in Ghana. I want to go straight to the virologist, because he has been working with virus and other things, and he has been on the show to educate us on vaccines in general. Now we've come home. Doc, what is this vaccine? Is it different from all the other vaccines? Just give us a little background of the vaccine we are having in Ghana now.
So currently we have had into the country close to around 600,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine. AstraZeneca vaccine is actually a vaccine that they have engineered genetic material into more or less a virus that seems to be quite harmless. You see, to be more specific, a virus we call the adenovirus. So they have this genetic material of the COVID virus. So the genetic material means that it's not a whole viral particle, a part of the genetic code that they have inserted into this virus.
Okay.
This is harmless.
Okay.
So that formulates the vaccine. And so this vaccine is then introduced or inoculated into a person. So the moment they do that, the body recognizes that a foreign agent has entered it. So what it will do is to elicit immune responses, more or less to try to fight that body. And that is what we call the antibodies. In other words, we call it the neutralizing antibodies. Neutralizing in the sense that they go in to try to neutralize the effect of this foreign body. So basically that is what constitutes the action and the mechanism of a vaccine. So basically what they do is that they will have a miniature virus or a virus that has been attenuated or anything that can introduce something that will look like a virus into the body. So the moment the body recognizes that, then it will respond by bringing something like you call the killers. They try to stop the action of that intruder. And that is what we call the immune responses. The immune responses are more or less translated as what is called the antibodies. And these antibodies are fighting against that intruder. So it's called the neutralizing antibodies. So that is the principle behind it. So what they have brought into the country, the AstraZeneca is the company's name. And the virus they have made is basically a genetic material of the virus that has been inserted into another virus that is harmless, more or less. And they will introduce that into you, and the body will elicit responses in the form of what you call the antibodies to fight against what has been introduced.
So let's come to mommy. If and when the vaccine was coming, I just want you to also give us a little bit. When the vaccine was coming, we heard the news that Ghana was the first country to have gotten the vaccine. And that resulted a whole lot of conspiracy theories and other. Mommy, when we talk about what the government said that Ghana was the first person, what does it really mean?
Well, I keep forgetting this name.
The
COVAX. The COVAX is like a group of people who help in procuring vaccines. So the name of the vaccine is not COVAX. But Ghana was the first person to seek for this facility to bring the vaccine in, like to buy the vaccines. You know, the vaccines are very expensive. But talking about first to use, South Africa has already used this vaccine because some of the trials were done there. And if you offered yourself for the trial, you definitely will have the vaccine for free, Doc.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You will have the vaccine for free. So they didn't buy. But we used money riding on somebody's back to buy that vaccine. That is why we are the first to seek that facility. So it's not that we are the first to use the vaccine.
Maybe I can just add a little to what Mommy said. You see, the COVAX is a body, it's a facility, because it's a facility. And we have WHO, CEPI, Gavi, they all contribute funds to this body so that the body will go and buy this somehow expensive vaccines for countries like Ghana who don't have the money to go and buy. So they are supporting us. It's like an aid. They are giving it to us for free. because we cannot buy them.
Okay.
So actually, it's not only Ghana that is first. It came to Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So Ghana and Ivory Coast, Ghana had 600,000 doses. Ivory Coast had 504,000 doses at the same time. Okay. So these two countries had the COVAX facility almost at the same time. Okay. So it is not first. It has been used. This vaccine has been used in so many countries. But we are getting it through this facility called the COVAX for the first time. Other countries have been lined up. They will get their consignment in due course. But we have gotten it. It doesn't mean that we are using the vaccine for the first time. Okay. That should be cleared. Okay.
So let me quickly move to those on Zoom. And then I'll first talk to Pastor Dr. Anobuahin. Pastor, you are a pastor and you are a doctor at the same time. So let me get into I want Pastor Paul Amotreme. We've heard that a lot of education have gone on about this vaccine, but still people are afraid to go for the vaccine because of the conspiracy theory around it. I just want you to tackle one of the conspiracy theory and then share your views on it. People are saying that when it enters into your body, it's going to change your genetic code and it's going to instruct you to do so many things as if the vaccine have taken over your body. You don't have control over it again. How do you convince people about this particular conspiracy theory? That whether
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Madam, for such a privilege to speak to this conspiracy theory. It is not only this, even some people are saying that this vaccine is the mark of the beast. And also, if you're a man and you take it, or you receive this vaccine, it will make you impotent. Okay. And as you said, others are also saying that when you receive or take this vaccine, it will change a lot of things in the body. These are all false theories, which we strongly believe, because the vaccines were tested and proved. It has been tested and proven that it is good to be used. It has been certified by WHO and other accredited bodies in the US, European Union, and other bodies. So we shouldn't believe that when we take this vaccine, it will change our genetic, and also it will create problems for us. They are all conspiracy theories, which they are shifting the attention from receiving the vaccines, so that when the disease, now that the disease is destroying a lot of lives, then we also will die. And I want to speak to this, that it is not true. We should go for it, because I received mine about 3 days ago and nothing has happened to me.
Okay, and so let me come back to you. When you received yours, what was your first reaction? And just tell us your mood when you were going to receive the vaccine.
Thank you very much. When I was going to receive the vaccine, I went there with joy, and having received the vaccine, I didn't experience anything. But those with me, when they received the vaccine, some of them complained that they were feeling a little bit weak, but later they responded to it, and nothing happened to them. So I want to encourage that we should go for the vaccine. It is individual affairs. It depends on how you think, on how you perceive it. But with me, I recommend that we should go for it, because when I received the vaccine, nothing happened to me.
Okay. Dr. Opoku Aduse, please, are you around? Dr. Aduse?
Yes, I'm around. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I just want you to introduce yourself and then tackle this issue for us. How can fear of getting the vaccine alone affect the person's mood or reaction towards the vaccine after receiving it? Because there are some people left to them alone, they will not go. But because they are in a company, because they have been listed as frontliners and other things, they are forced to go. How can fear affect the person's mood or reactions and other things in receiving the vaccine?
Okay, thank you very much, my dear. My name is Dr. Poku Adusi. Actually, I'm a medical practitioner in the United States for about 12 years. And unfortunately, I just lost my my electricity, so I don't have light here. I'm using my computer light. So if you don't see my face, well, that's the reason.
We can see you well.
Well, you can see me. Okay, all right. Yeah, fear. You know, anything that we do with fear has consequences. Just the fear alone can cause a lot of problems. And what I would tell my friends or my people, actually, my parents got yesterday, and they're doing okay. I've had all my vaccines before coming down to Ghana. And like my friend said, Dr. Mushama said, normally when you have it, it's just like getting any other vaccine. You have reactions. Sometimes you have pain. Actually, I had a fever myself. I had a fever about 100 degrees Celsius, 101. My friend, my co-worker had about 101. The next day, I couldn't go back to work because I felt so weak and tired. But that is normal. That's a reaction that you can get from any vaccine that you get. So the fear should not be a factor. Yes, we have every right to be afraid of anything. But the fear itself should not prevent people from getting the vaccine, because the risk involved in not getting the vaccine is higher than the risk involved in getting the vaccine. And I haven't seen anybody who has died or who has had any serious side effect as far as the vaccine is concerned. So yes, we have every right to be afraid. We have every right to fear. But the fear should not prevent us from getting the vaccine. So let's get it. Just like I saw a picture today about Miss Jane Manson getting the vaccine. The way I saw her face, it's like she was afraid. Yes, you can be sometimes people are afraid of needles. It's normal, but how long does it take to get the vaccine? So sometimes, yes, we have the right to be afraid. We have the right to fear. But what I would say is that we should not fear the vaccine. We should rather fear the virus than the vaccine.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me get to Pastor Dr. Arnold. Pastor, we've heard of this conspiracy theory that the vaccine has been linked to 666. And as soon as you get it, it means you are getting the mark of the beast. I just want you, from your point of view as an Adventist pastor who knows much about this mark of the beast, kindly take us through how does it relate? Do they really relate at all? The vaccine and then the mark of the beast, are there any relation between the two?
Okay, thank you very much. And I want to thank you for inviting me to this special program.
You're welcome.
What I want to say is that that kind of conspiracy or rumors or whatever that is going around, the vaccine and 666 has nothing to do. They are, what I would say, different things altogether. The 666 is found in chapter 13 of Revelation. And you may read from verse 15 all down to verse 15 down to verse 18. And you may read some few verses. 13 of Revelation, verse 16. He causes all from 15. Here was granted power to give breath the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause the beast should not speak, nor cause as many as should not worship the image of the beast to be killed. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or their foreheads, and that no man may buy or sell except one who has the mark on the, so had the mark, and the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man. His number is 666.
Okay.
If you compare this one with immunization. There's nothing to do. Bible clearly explain the system as far as the beast, the Bible is concerned. And if you say it's a man and he's giving a number, I don't think we'll go there tonight as far as our discussion is concerned. But if you want to talk about immunization, that theory, that fear, that rumor, that if you do it, it means you are receiving number 666 and you can't buy, you can't sell. I think we need to educate everybody. It is not true. It's nothing to do with the Bible or anything of a number that is just better to buy or to sell. In fact, just as Pastor Amocheme said, I also had my dosage yesterday. After the drug, I spent the whole day in a meeting from 10 o'clock to about 4 o'clock yesterday. This morning, I went on my normal duties. My wife also went to school after we had the drug yesterday. There's nothing, and we are moving on. But I want to say with emphasis that especially Christians should not connect 666 with this immunization at all. It has nothing to do as far as the program is concerned. Even the church, as SDA Church, gave a communique last 2 weeks to tell everybody that the church has nothing to do, it has nothing against this immunization. And we are entreating all our church members and all Christians at large that if the time comes and the drug is available, go and take it. All these things have nothing to do. Thank you.
Pastor, before I get to my guest on the studio, in the studio, I just want you to give us a little education about this process, because it looks as if Christendom, we are not doing well. We need to really understand what this success is before we will be able to dissociate the successes from the virus. What is it at all? And how is it going to start? How is it? Give us a little explanation. Because the Bible said you receive it on your hand. We know the vaccine, we are not receiving it on our head, on our hand, or on our foreheads. And when we say receiving it on your hand, on your forehead, what does it mean? What is the success? So that people understand.
Thank you very much. The Bible described this whole thing as I read from chapter 13 of Revelation. And I just as you rightly said, that the Bible declares that you receive it on your hand or in your forehead. Even literally, we're receiving this on our left hand. So the forehead and the hand, that's not coming at all. But if the Bible says that you receive this, in fact, in the whole situation, the Bible refers this chapter 13 to a system where there will be a program, and the whole thing is about worship, where your allegiance is.
Okay.
Are you worshiping the true God or not? That is all this 666 is about.
Okay.
And the Bible declares that it's a system.
Okay.
That will force people how to worship the God we serve, the God, the creator, or a false God or antichrist. And when you do that, when you accept those things and you do it willingly, it means you are by your mind, you are accepting that one. And that is the whole thing Bible talk about 666. It's a system that will force men and women not to do what they want to do, even with their own wishes. But if you let me read this one for you here. The Bible says right hand or forehead. This mark being in the hand or in the forehead may indicate that not only one's labor at the hand, but also one's belief is affected. The phrase may also designate two classes: those who submit to the decrees of the beast merely by expediency, and those who do from personal conviction. So the Bible is talking about people where our allegiance is as far as our worship is concerned. It's nothing to do with the integration or vaccine.
Okay.
This is purely on worship, purely on your where you align your worship and who you give your whole being as a worship or as what do you worship, not with anything of vaccine. So I think pastors, leaders of the church, and everybody must educate our people to refrain from this conspiracy and have nothing to do to marry these two together. We must take it for our own health and for the benefit of humanity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pastor. So if I get Pastor right, Pastor is talking about the CCCs as just purely worship and whom you pledge your allegiance to. Over here, we are not worshiping the AstraZeneca vaccine. Okay, so let me come to studio to Madame Gloria. Dog, some people are explaining certain reactions that they are having. You could see that we don't have similar reactions throughout. I want to find out why. And then what are some of the things that people should also expect and how they'll be able to manage the reactions they are having?
Well, first of all, I'll say why people are not having the same reaction. We are different.
Okay.
We have the way we respond to issues differently, and in our inside or internal system too is the same. I received mine on Tuesday. Not even pain at the site. Nothing at all. I had a few directors who complain of weakness, some complain of fever, and some also complain. It's like it's funny, but people are complaining of deep hunger. It's like, I want something that is heavy to eat. That's the person, you understand?
Okay.
And like all vaccines, it comes with minor reactions. I remember when the H1N1 came, that one too was a new disease we didn't know. When the vaccine came around, some people complained of, severe pain to the extent that they couldn't lift that hand that was injected. People complained of fever, people complained of weakness. So it's normal. Okay. It's normal. And when these issues happen, fever, you take any medication that will bring the fever down, you are good to go.
So it means that anytime you are experiencing that, you have to take medication.
Yeah, something like ordinary paracetamol, it will bring the fever down. Okay. But the best thing is, let us know at the health center so that we can document. In future, when we are talking about this vaccine, we can say that, oh, these are some of the reactions that are bound to happen.
And I'm coming to that. Let me follow up with this question. Why do people, because people still don't understand the fact that I need to report everything that goes on with this vaccine, with this COVID reaction. So I'll just let doctor answer that question. Why? Why do we need to document? Because people think that that is what you are using it to trace them. So why do we need to?
You see, the vaccines were produced somewhere and they brought it here. When they came, FDA gave approval.
Okay.
FDA gives approval not because they have evaluated the vaccine.
Okay.
Because they have evidence.
Okay.
They do an assessment. Where it's coming from, the people who they have used, either the trials that they did or not, the evidence, the data, that's what they use. So when we are giving the vaccines here, we still need to collect data. Data informs us to work properly. Data is more or less a research tool. So we get that information so that we can give them out. But I was saying that we are different. Everybody's physiology is different. So people will experience fever. People will have redness in the part that they inject. People will have so many side effects. We need to document that, especially those who are getting what is called the adverse effects or adverse conditions. We have to write them down so that it will inform us. It will inform the health body so that they will have information on it and they give these vaccines. So when they started, they were talking about pregnant women and people under 18 and all that. Because they don't have enough evidence or data to support that. But with time, when they get enough data, they will give. In other places in the Western world, they give to all ages or everybody across, including pregnant women, because they have the data. So they are documenting this not because they want to trace an individual, but they want to get information on what is being given us so that it will inform us in giving. You know, we are giving the first dose now.
Yes.
After some time, they'll give second dose. So these things will inform us to do a very good job on the vaccine. So it is not for tracing anybody. It is just gathering of information data to inform the health staff what to do, subsequently.
Can I add on? Just to also refute some of the allegations on giving the card. Yellow fever is one vaccine that when you are traveling outside Ghana, you'll be required to show. So we have a card for yellow fever, you understand? So giving a card for COVID is just in the same vein. It's not that you are going to be tracked. And the fact that it is being keyed on a tablet, showing that your information is going somewhere. We have so much data, you see. If we don't use any system that will help us to be able to get the correct information, we'll write on pieces of papers, some will fly away, water will fall on some. Where do you get the information that you have gathered? So we are going technological way. These days, people use phones and other things to store information. At first, you take a picture, you have to go to the studio, they'll print for you, and if it gets missing, that is it. But now you have your smartphone, you take your selfie, forever it's on your phone. So that is it.
Okay.
Or Doc.
Okay, so let me go to Dr. Amo on Zoom. Doc, in case somebody said, okay, for me, I don't want to give you my data. I don't want you to record anything about me. Does it have any implication on the information we are gathering about the country? Will it really affect, or it doesn't matter?
Thank you very much. In fact, it will have negative impact on the information we are gathering as a nation. For this reason, we will encourage those who are receiving the vaccines to fill the forms or to give the required data so that it will help us to know. Because data will help us to come out with empirical evidence. Data will help us to tell the world that this is what we've done. Data will help us to even identify and also to trace and also to establish those who will be having some reactions or some minor side effects. So I'll encourage that when they require data from us, we should be able to give because it will help us as a nation.
Okay. Dr. Poku, I want to find out those having adverse reaction, if they decide, okay, I want to take, I have a doctor, my personal doctor, so I'll just call doctor, oh, can you help me get something? And if individuals begin to see their personal doctors and get their prescribed medicine to take care of the effects, and so the effects does not get into the medical people for documentation, do you think it's going to affect our next, not do you think, how well is it going to affect us as a country? And what advice will you give to such people, those who will be having adverse effects and decide to manage it on their own with their personal doctors in the house?
Well, I think like Dr. Amochome said, it doesn't help us keep data. It doesn't help us keep track of the side effects or how we can educate the next generation. Normally, what we do is we gather all the information, all these side effects. We gather the information so that we can use it as a form of education, so we can advise people, hey, when you get a vaccine, you can expect to have this reaction. So withholding that information from the necessary department or from the necessary body, doesn't do us any good. That's why we need that information. Like when I had my injections in the United States, yes, there's a form that I had to fill. Do you have this? Have you had this before? If you have this, so that they can keep track of everything. So that in the next time, if something like that happens, they can say, okay, hey, it's normal. It is normal. And one thing I would say is that we all should know that every medicine that you take, anything that you ingest in your body will have side effects. Even common paracetamol, if you grab the bottle of common paracetamol, if you read the instructions or if you read the side effects, you will never take that medicine. But does it mean it's going to happen to everybody? No. But does it mean it can happen to some people? Yes. But does it mean the medicine is not good? No. It means it's a reaction that the people can have. That's why we have side effects. We have people who have allergic to some medications. it's normal because we all don't have the same DNA genetic code. So it is normal to have a reaction, but it is better also to keep this the information that we need so we can educate ourselves better, so we can be informed on what to expect. So I think it does not do us any good if people try to withhold information.
Before we go on break, my follow-up question to you. If, for instance, what advice will you give to people who are going through this effect, but they decide to manage it on their own? Or do we really need to care about the various reactions that is going on in our body and seek for medical attention, or we should just consider it as normal? It is an side effect, so I should cope with it myself.
Yeah, normally, I don't know how it's done here, but in United States, like I told you, I had fever. I have my temperature went up like 101 point something. And my friend also had a reaction. Some of my co-workers did not come back to work the next day. Yes, but if it is normal reaction, if it's normal side effects that you expect from any vaccination, then not managing it yourself, it's okay. You have fever. Do you have to go and announce it to the whole world, hey, I got a vaccine, I have fever? No, take paracetamol, take Tylenol, ibuprofen, or anything that will help lower the fever. But if it's a serious side effect, an anaphylactic side effect like a shock or maybe something that will cause death, yes, there's a need for us to know. But if it's just common side effects like shoulder pain, sometimes, like when I had a pain in my area, like in my armpit, it was my lymph node was reacting. It was normal. In that case, you don't need to report it to anybody. Just it's normal reaction. Unless it's serious side effects, then we need to know. But if it's just normal reaction, mild fever, cold, just shoulder ache, then I don't think it is necessary to blow it up like you are dying. That's my thought.
Okay, so we will go for a short break. My dear viewer, we are going to break. You are still on Home TV on Family Life. I'm here with about 5 guests, 3 on Zoom, 2 in the house. We are going to go for a short break. When we come, we are going to go straight to our DD nurse over here to give us certain information that we will need in managing our various side effects in the house. Whether we should walk to the hospital, whether we should at what point should we go to the hospital and report about the side effects, and at what point should we manage it in the house? So don't go away, we'll be right back.
Let's pray.
We are praying together with you, and so send a praise report. What is it that the Lord has done for you?
When I will cry, Yankopon Ashadie, ne Yesu Christo Jidim.
I want Yankopon Femono, and Sabi Bebe Jumano, I cheat Nimpano, didn't creme rade.
Sir,
at Yana Nimpaya and say, the Betimia Ayano, Janjambia.
Not just a fee at the bone fit, as a fee edino. Yankopon in the power pam. And yes, sir, or the Maizra fool, Lemon in the Pancasa pam.
I'm calling to pray for my family members who are outside the nation and those who are in the nation.
Let's pray. Showing this on every Friday at 6:30 p.m.
Hope TV ahwefo may the Rade Yesu din chia mo soronko baby a wo bia. May the Lord richly bless you. The station is so proud of you for your support, for your prayers over the years. Enye mo ka TV station eni ha. Mo kakra mo de suma efa mo so ba checks ahodo amotwetwe na ma TV station ye da so ayete ase a ye di nyame asem nam so bremo. We are launching on the 6th of March. Givers platform for Hope Television. We want to raise 1,000 human beings, 1,000 people who are willing to give this TV station 100 Ghana cedis every month, so that we'll be able to buy new machines. Near to me, for one or year, Hope TV and be a Mmerante ne Mario omoye adwuma ha no musua. There's the need for us to augment our workforce and then expand our coverage. We need money. So on the 6th of March, we'll be here to launch the Hope Club 1000. All that you need is to just send your number to 0249193083, and then we'll hook you up onto the platform. You become a Club 1000 member. That every month, Bosumi be 100 Ghana cedis, so that we'll support what we want to do. We look forward to seeing on the 6th of March as we officially launch the Club 1000, and then every month the promotion will go on. May God richly bless you as you prepare to send your name and your number to 0249193083. That, Pastor, I just want to be part of the Club 1000. And the Lord will make sure that every month He will give you the 100 Ghana cedis to send it to this TV station. May God richly bless you.
You are welcome, my dear viewer. If you are just joining us, we are on Family Life on Hope TV. We are discussing about the Ghana vaccine, the AstraZeneca. The AstraZeneca vaccine. In fact, we have really digested the vaccine, the facility, the COVAX facility, and all those things. Now, we want to see, should I bother if I get reactions? At what point should I have to go to the hospital? And at what point should I say it is normal? Will it have long-lasting effects on my life? And we are happy to have our DD nurse here to take us through from Ga West. She's going to take us through to give us certain clues, what we should do, what we shouldn't do. And then from there we'll move. And then I want to say that we have 5 strong doctors with us. So whatever information that is coming, my dear, is authentic. Let's try to apply. DD nurse.
Well, like all other illnesses, there is a point you know this one I can't bear.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you are too weak to do anything for yourself, and if, for instance, whatever you take in, you vomit everything, those are the kind of things you should look at and then run to the hospital. Otherwise, within a day or two, you overcome. So far, I haven't heard of anybody who has had any serious illness after this COVID vaccine.
Okay.
The reports that usually come is the weakness, headache, and then having high temperature. If you think the high temperature is beyond what you can bear, the best thing is to go to the hospital. Don't wait and say somebody's own took a day and it went. Look at yourself. If you think this is beyond you, just go to the hospital.
Okay. I will announce our WhatsApp line. You can send us your information. If you have taken the vaccine, let us know your reaction. If you are still afraid and you don't want to take it, let us know what is keeping you. Doctors are here to support us. So send us your question on 055-968-0066. 055-968-0066. We want to interact with you. Let us hear from you, your experience, your fears, your anxieties. Doctors are here to support us. Now back to Dr. Bonnie. Dr. Bonnie, you are a virologist and you know how virus behaves. You are introducing virus into my body. Do I need to care about it?
I am not introducing a complete virus into your body.
Okay.
A virus is a particle and has several other units that makes that particle. So what usually we do is we take a unit of this particle. That is a protein. It's a protein. The proteins will now develop into a full unit, but they take a small bit of it. That cannot be infective. In other words, that cannot form a complete virus that will cause any problem to you. That's what we take.
Okay.
For this particular vaccine, what they did was, for the AstraZeneca, they took in the genetic code, they would just take a small bit of it.
So it's not a full virus?
No, they take a small bit of it, then introduce it into another virus. And that virus now has taken this genetic material and it is mimicking. If you say mimicking, it is mirroring the work of the original virus. So it's going to produce proteins, not a virus.
So, look, before you continue, you are saying it's mimicking. It's not, because there is this conspiracy theory that is going to mimic my genetic code.
No, it is.
So it's not about my genetic information.
It doesn't even get into your genetic code. It doesn't get into the nucleus. It gets into the cell. The moment it gets into the cell, the body will react.
But the nucleus is part of the cell.
No, the nucleus is inside the cell.
Okay.
It is the nucleus, where the nucleus opens, that you see the genetic material. So it doesn't get into the nucleus. So it doesn't even interfere with the genetic material. That is what people have to know. There is no integration of that messenger RNA with your nucleic acid. No.
Okay.
So there's nothing, there's no way it's going to change your genetic material. No, that is not true. And we don't have any evidence so far of that. So you see, people should understand that, you see, we cannot stop people from coming up with so many things. They will say things, but you see, we shouldn't consume everything that we read on social media.
In fact, frankly speaking, had it not been you are saying this, because a lot of people have that misconception that as soon as the virus is introduced, because they are saying it's messenger RNA, it's going straight into your nucleus.
The messenger RNA we are talking about is not the one that we are using.
Okay.
The last time I came here, we talked about the viruses, the vaccines that are used around the world. There's one that they call the Pfizer. There's a second one they call the Moderna. Those two are purely using those messenger RNA. For the one with AstraZeneca and also the Sputnik, they are not using messenger RNA. They are using another virus which is harmless, but in it is a messenger, it's a nucleic acid that they have put in. So it is not coming, it's not presenting as a messenger RNA, it's presenting as a virus. But not the COVID virus, another virus. So whatever it's doing is producing proteins on it that comes as if it's proteins from the COVID. So the body sees this and tries to neutralize it by producing antibodies. That is what it does. So it doesn't have any effect on your nucleic acid.
It doesn't enter
because it doesn't even go into the nucleus. The moment it enters the cell, the body feels it, and the body will come try to now clear it. That is where we have the antibodies. So we shouldn't have the notion that we are going to have a genetic material going to integrate with our genetic. No, it doesn't happen like that. So that assertion should be cleared. We don't have anything like that. So please, Betty, tomorrow, please go and take this vaccine.
Yes, dog, we are going to take it.
I'll call you and find out whether they have taken it or not.
Why the spotlight on me, dog? Okay, so I have a message here. We'll read and then we'll go to our doctors on Zoom. He's saying that from Elder J.B. Fogio of Penkwasi SDA Church, Sunyar. Also, thank you very much, Mrs. Adon, for this timely and very important topic. You also have the people to do justice to the topic. Yes, my people are very good. Today we are having strong 5 doctors. And so if you are not able to convince our viewers on this vaccine for them to go and take it, I don't know when they will go.
Not come here again.
No, please. They said if you don't go, they won't come here. So please, as soon as we finish, all those who fall within that category, go. Once again, I say thank you, and may God continue to use you to bless his children. So all my guests, we have a doctor, medical doctor, he's a gynecologist. He is saying that thank you so much for what you have done. Now let's move on to my doctors on Zoom. I think our time is almost up. So let's say 1 or 2 things to our viewers for what you want them to know. Finally, Elder, we want to go to Elder Paul Amochre. Dr. Amochre.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Amochre.
Amochre. Okay.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
So your final words to your dear viewers and advice.
Yes. Yes, now that we have the vaccine with us here in Ghana, I'll encourage each and every one of us to go for it, because us to reduce and also prevent the spread.
Okay.
Look at how people are dying across the world. We don't want this to happen here in Ghana. So please, the leadership, they put measures in place for us to have the vaccines. Let us go for it and to help us as a nation. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So before we finish with the Zoom, Madam, I have one question before we go to the Zoom. Do I need to care about the food that I need to? Does it have any reaction? Doc and Madam will answer this question. Does it have any reaction with certain types of food? And then, Doc, you come into, apart from that, when I finish taking the vaccine, do I have to sleep? Do I have to take leave from work and rest, or I can go with my number? So let's 111 and then we.
Well, like all normal vaccines, there's no need for special food.
Okay.
Even if you don't eat and you take the vaccine, nothing will happen to you. And there's no need for you to eat any special food after being vaccinated.
Okay. So it doesn't produce any allergy? It doesn't
produce any allergy. Well, if you say it doesn't produce allergy, people are funny.
Okay.
Yeah, people are funny. So for that, I can't say that it doesn't produce any allergy.
Like allergic reaction in terms of food? Because there are some
after
people,
the vaccine, maybe you'll be allergic to some food. No.
Because, you know, we have some medications that when you take, you see that you'll be, and then there are certain food, like when you are taking antibiotics, they can say don't take milk, don't take egg. So if it doesn't have any reaction of that sort, then we are so grateful. Dog?
Yeah, I mean, so far we don't have evidence like that. There are some few individuals who are allergic to certain substances that they use in the formulation of the vaccine. And these are, we're talking about thousands have been vaccinated, only about 2 or 3 people have come up with that. So that is reading from the data that we have from other countries. So it is very rare that you have people coming up. There's some few individuals that are allergic to some of the components that they use in making it. So it's not, we don't usually have this, but we don't have this, we've not had any of such things here so far. That's why even we are collecting the data. In case something like that comes up, we'll be then.
So when I finish, I can still go on my normal duty. I need not
usually
to take
they will advise you that after, immediately after taking it, just sit down for about 10 minutes. Then get up and continue with your.
So I can go to work. I need not to take a leave and
took
rest
mine when
home.
I was at work.
Okay.
And after that, I continued working.
Okay.
Nothing happened to me.
Thank you so much. Dr. Opoku do say, yes, I want to find out your experience from US. From your experience from US and then what you are experiencing in Ghana here, what advice will you give to your viewers and then your last words to them?
The advice I'll give to my family and my friends and my fellow Ghanaians is that the risk involved in not getting the vaccine is higher than the risk involved in getting the vaccine. If you have ever worked in a facility where you see people dying, where you have, actually, I heard about, I work in a facility like a corrections hospital, and I had about 2,000 patients had this COVID-19. Actually, I myself, I had it, and I know the experience. So if you've been to a place, if you've seen your patients dying, just like that, you see somebody here today talking to you, and in 2 days' time, the person is dead, and you cannot do anything about it. Maybe people haven't seen the risk or haven't seen the impact of this COVID-19, where you take your wife to the hospital and you say goodbye to your wife at the gate and you don't see your wife again. You take your husband to the hospital, your son, your daughter to the hospital, and they tell you, okay, you stand here, you will not see the person again. Sometimes what they do is the nurses, the ICU nurses will do a Zoom for people to say goodbye to their family. I don't think people have seen the impact of the COVID-19 here, just like what we've seen in the United States. That's why people are playing with it. So what I would say is that the vaccine is good. At least it prevents, it will help you stay healthy. And also the problem we have is sometimes in these underdeveloped or developing countries, we are the least, we are the least to come up with all these vaccines. But then when it comes to conspiracy theories, we are the ones that are able to spread these conspiracy theories. It's very bad. If you cannot do it, the whole thing is that we are not forcing anybody. We cannot force anybody to go for the vaccine. But if you don't want the vaccine, just shut up and allow people who care about their health to get the vaccine. Don't spread false information. Don't spread conspiracy theories. The vaccine is good. People are getting it. They are surviving. People are getting it. They are doing well. So people if you don't want to take it, that's fine. It is your choice. We all have choices. But if you don't want to take it, just don't spread false information. Like you said, when you're going to get a vaccine, they will give you all the instruction on what to expect. So there are side effects to every medication you take. So my advice is, if you have the chance to take the vaccine, take it. Nowadays, you see 34-year-olds, 40-year-olds gone too soon, dying of hepatitis B. Why? Because we have vaccine for Hep B. People are refusing to take it. The people are dying for no particular reason. It's no good. If you don't want to take it, fine, it's up to you. But don't convince or don't distract people or don't discourage people from taking it, because I know the vaccine is good. At least it will help you. So that's my advice to my people here. Take it if you have the chance. And if you don't want to take it, nobody's going to force you. But don't spread false information. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. And then to Pastor Dr. Arnold Boahin. Pastor, Christians, what are you telling us? Your last word and your advice to us on this 666 and the vaccine.
Thank you very much. I think I'll reiterate my first point that 666 are starting to do with the vaccine. So Christians, pastors, everybody must associate himself or herself from this kind of theories and the counsels given to people. I want to also re-echo what the last speaker said. If you want to take it, fine, but don't spread false information. So those who want to take it will not also do it. What a church can do is to educate, and educate. To the 3rd of last month, the church in Ghana gave a communique to all our churches that there's nothing harmful in the drug. So the church position is that everybody must go for it. If you don't want to go, it is your individual difference. So I think that the church has a lot to do for our church members and also the community. You must have these on our church bulletins. We must educate them during the church programs, youth programs, and all other avenues that are available for us to teach people, to counsel people. This is the first time in Ghana we are taking vaccines, a lot of them, for polio, for measles, and whatever. And we have seen the results. And so my last word to my viewers is that, especially with the church, let's educate our community and the churches so that we have the full benefit as far as the vaccine is concerned. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor, so much for all the information. I think, Dr. Bonnie, I will not let you go until you react to this very... I just have a discussion on news on internet about the TV3 lady who said when she takes the vaccine, the doctor says she will never give birth. And so she waits those who have not given birth at all. How does it relate?
We don't have any evidence.
Okay.
I'm saying that the vaccine, we are not the first people to take it. People have taken it, they are giving birth. So what is preventing us from taking it?
Okay.
So there's no evidence that goes to show or prove that if you take the vaccine, you cannot give birth or you become sterile for the men. So you see, that's why we are gathering evidence. We don't have any evidence to that. So please, I don't know why the person said that. We don't have any evidence.
Okay. Oh, Dr. Bonnie, don't cry.
You see, it feels sad. You see, they were telling you about the number of people who have passed on.
Yes.
And we have a medication or we have a preventive vaccine that is going to help us all to get rid of this virus. And we are not taking it. And we're also telling people that they shouldn't take it with all sorts of theories.
You are making DD-ness also cry.
No, it feels sad. It feels very sad.
It's true. It's true.
You know the number of influential people who have been killed by this COVID?
Wow.
And now people have sat down, people have gone into the labs, they've come out with a vaccine to protect us, to help us get rid of this virus. And we say we are not going to take it.
Dr. Bonnie, we will take it for you. We will take it for you.
Please do.
We will take it for you. Thank you so much, my dear guests, for your time on Family Life today. Today we had our DD nurse, Dr. Gloria from Ghana West, to join us. We had Dr. Bonnie from Nunguchi, our doctor, Prince Opoku Duse. He was based in US. He has joined us in Ghana here. And then Dr. Paul Amochreme, a medical doctor with the Adventist Medical Association. And then we have Pastor Dr. Arno, Executive Secretary, Northern Ghana Union, joining us on Hope TV Family Life to discuss about this COVID-19 vaccine. I hope we've done a lot to this topic. This is our third time of discussing it. My dear viewer, let's take the bold decision. Let's try to break the cycle so that COVID-19 will not revolve again. And let's add prayers to it that with the help of God, we'll be able to overcome. May the Lord be with us as we go and wait for another week to meet once again on Family Life. I love you all and I want you to stay safe. Continue to wear your nose mask. Not because you have taken the COVID-19 vaccine, you are losing up. Please, don't lose guard. Let's all take our vitamin C, all the protocols that has been given to us. Let's try to abide by it and add prayers to it. With God, we shall see 2021 and another year and years ahead. May the Lord be with you. Stay safe. Till next week, we'll be back.